best place to start, I suppose, is the new start. Announced this week, your new year, a new calendar year. Students going to be on campus, timetabled on campus, which is a huge boost, I'm sure, for those looking to return.
Yeah. Look, we've had a lot of discussions about this, and there's different ways of doing it. The best thing that worked for LIT, for our students, our stakeholders, was to have every student on campus every week. That was a basic premise of what we wanted to do. Look, we have a lot of students who are first generation, various different backgrounds. Establishing that community feel about the learning process as well is very important for us. Any surveys we do always talks about that staff-student interaction, that staff-student relationship. And I suppose what we wanted to do was to maintain that even in these exceptional circumstances. And how do we do that? We do that by bringing them on campus, and establishing that face-to-face. And then you can do a lot more on the online if you have already established some sort of interaction. So that was the basic premise of it. Then can we do it logistically? How do you then, you've got to separate the face-to-face from the online. So you can't wake up in the day and say, I've got an online lecture at 10 o'clock and then from 11 until 2, I've got a practical class in Moylish or in Thurles. So you've got to separate those days. So we have days of face-to-face and you have days of online. And so you can plan your life around that. We've given indications to people of the extent of when you'll be on campus, and it's really about our action learning, our practice-based approach, our industry-ready graduates. It's more practice-based. That means more face-to-face. That means more labs, more practicals, more workshops. Our apprentices is fully face-to-face, essentially. Art studios, like you name it, you gotta be in there, and you gotta be learning on a face-to-face basis. But we'll go from about our marketing and business community. We'll have less of that, so it'll be 1 day a week for them. And 3 to 4 days even for some of our mechanical engineers. And then our tutorials will be around the as well, face-to-face, smaller groups. So we're podding around 16 students. Some of our IT stuff will be 24, because it just depends on the size we can accommodate. Look, we're trying to combine the best of two worlds. Let's be honest. We're trying to combine the best of what we traditionally did through the practice-based approach, and then combine the best of that with the lectures being delivered online or remotely. And the thing is, we did a huge survey after, I think it was back in June, just when all the exams were finished and the students got their results. We were part of an international global barometer initiative that asked students how they felt about COVID-19 now that they've been through it. And nearly 1,200 of our students completed the survey. There was nearly 14,000 students worldwide. And 76% of our students said they were satisfied or very satisfied with what came to pass. Now, to get 1,200 students to actually fill out a form was the first achievement, but I think we were blown away by that figure of close to 76%, 75.8% or something like that, and because I wasn't expecting it, I can't stand over here and say everything we did was brilliant. Of course, we're making it up as we went along. But to get 76% or so of the students to say they were satisfied or very satisfied was a phenomenal result. And that's given us the courage to go on and do things the way we've been doing it. It's given us, the analysis that says a lot of what we did was right. Can we keep going in that way? And, but look, nobody has a standard operating procedure for what's coming up, and we believe we have taken every precaution, every guideline, NFIT, HSE, the new Department of Higher Education, and we're working within those guidelines. We pushed, I'm chair of all the IoTs at the moment, so we pushed to have separate guidelines from the Department of Higher Education for higher education. That's separate from, what happened at the start was really around return to protocol, work protocols for manufacturing, for things that wasn't suitable in any way for higher education. But the new guidelines are suited for higher education, and they have been passed by the departments of higher education's epidemiological expert. So we're very satisfied that what we've done is in line with everybody's guidelines. It's as safe an environment as we can give for both staff and students. The numbers on campus will be much less. That's a timetabling issue. We can track that. And we've developed a charter, a COVID-19 charter with our students, which is, it's very clear what LIT is going to do for our staff and students. What I also, and we as an institution asked for, is what are the students going to do for us? And it's this collective and personal responsibility that we're pushing. There's the COVID-19 app, there's the face coverings. They'll be mandatory. Obviously, there are people who can't wear them, and we're working with them on an individual basis. We're also conscious that lecturers can't be wearing face coverings like that for lecturing, because we have a lot of students who have disabilities or are deaf and lip read, so we'll be providing visors for them. It's, here's my, look, it's, Donn, I'm confident that we've done everything we can. You've seen some of the changes that we're making, the separators that are in place in labs. We're now going on to the slogan that we're sending out to the students: we are ready. And in so much as we can be, we are ready.
Just on that, the amount of work that has gone into this, give us an idea of maybe what it was like. Getting all, like, the buy-in from staff has been phenomenal. You can see it as you walk the halls. How difficult was it just to put this plan together first day? Because people are sending their kids here to be looked after, which you're going to do. But,
and look,
what kind of responsibility
I'd say,
is that?
in all of my years in senior positions and leadership positions, I never felt the onus upon me about the safety side of things as much as over the last while. So, last term we had 7,300 odd students. There's close to 1,000 staff between full-time and part-time. But the onus of responsibility for each and every one of them is something that, you face as a leader, but it's not there all the time. The staff up here have been phenomenal across all functions, from the professional and support staff and the academic staff. There's a real sort of LIT ethos of, look, we faced things before, we can do this. And so I haven't had any kickbacks. It's been, how do we do this? I suppose in terms of working with the students, we took a bottoms-up approach. We asked the program boards, the heads of department, and we asked them to go through module by module. What can be done face-to-face? What has to be done face-to-face? What can be done electronically? And they came back. And they came back not only with, answering this, we could do it this way. We could, we could try this. We think we could be able to do this. It's a phenomenal response, but it's a bottom-up response. And from that bottoms-up, we took a top-down then, and we met where we could all work together and develop it. The unions have been tremendous as well, and there's a collective here. That's not to say everybody, people have individual issues. They have their own medical and issues that we deal with that both for staff and students in a particular way. But we're in the business now of risk mitigation. We're in the business of doing as much as we can as an institution. But look, I have a personal responsibility to myself, to protect myself, and to protect others. That's where the face coverings, the mandatory face coverings, once you come into the building, and it's a no mask, no class type of response. Can I say to anybody coming on to any LIT campus that there is no risk? I cannot. Nobody can. What I can say is we have mitigated the risk as much as we can. And now I'm asking you, in whatever way you can to mitigate the risk a little bit further, by making sure that you're hand washing, carrying a pack of wipes, look, I have. Sitting down somewhere, a wipe it down. It's not rocket science. As I keep saying to the Minister Harris, the labs are the safest place you can be in Limerick. Come into one of my chemistry labs. We'll put a white coat on you. We'll put safety glasses on you. You'll have a safe covering. You'll have latex gloves on. Go about your business, and you're probably the safest place you can be. And that's the way it is. But we'll have, the limitations on the 2 metre is different, you know, when you're in a lab, because we can't maintain that, but we will be more than 1 metre. And you will have PPE essentially on you. So this is where we're going, but the economy is resilient. There's a huge amount of innovation in the system. Already people are finding ways to deal with it, but the numbers that we have as a collective in Limerick make a huge impact on the economy, and we need to get as many of them back into the economy as possible.
One of the things that predominantly Limerick people will remember is how big this organisation has become. You know, people of a certain age will remember SOPs up at the top of O'Connell Avenue.
Yeah.
It was an RTC, it's now the LIT, and there's the potential for it to become a TU.
Yes.
Technological University.
Yeah.
Good news.
Oh, look, it's exceptional news. I would say, if you're talking to me on the 2nd of September or whenever it is, this early September next year, one, you might be talking to me, but there will be a technological university here in this site, and I don't say that lightly. I think the IoT sector is phenomenal. It's opened education in a way that the university could never do. It's allowed people from different backgrounds, from first generation into higher education, to come through. And that's done sectorally, you know, throughout the country. In Limerick, it's been phenomenal success. And you know, I sit here, this office, at the interface between Moyross and Gardavan, right? And you know, and two areas that are economically can be quite different, socially can be quite different. They're all here in LIT. They interface here at this in LIT, and they all benefit from it. I'm extremely proud of the history of LIT in its various incarnations. I'll be very sad on the 31st of September, or sorry, 31st of August, when LIT as an institution will cease to exist, when that will become a legacy. But it's the founding position of the new technological university. The ethos that carries through from, you know, the 1800s all the way through, of access, of making a difference, of working with industry, that will continue. But this has had many guises. This institution's had many guises. This is the current iteration of it. There will be more. The next one's coming, and it's a big one. So I'm very excited by it, but it'll be tinged with sadness when we actually have to take down the LIT signs. Now, I know you might ask me, what are you putting up? I don't know yet, because we haven't named the new entity. The new baby is very much in gestation, but we haven't got a name for it as yet.
One of the big things, this last one for me, is COVID has shown us all, if we didn't know it already, how small the world is, and
Yes.
everyone needs to help everyone else out.
Yeah.
And LIT is no different. You've recently become part of a greater European group too, which has helped you in terms of the TU status
Yes.
as well. I mean, the world is a small family, particularly when it comes to education.
Yes. Oh, and getting smaller and smaller. Like we have links, international students in China, Malaysia, India, Nigeria, South America, you know, Canada, the States. We actually operate globally, and it's quite phenomenal when you think about the impact that can have, and that's going to grow. And our international students are hugely important to us, and it's a point I need to make, like, because you know. Nobody has anything to fear from international students coming into Limerick. It's a huge bonus to the economy. We have signed a protocol with the Department of Higher Education, which means that all our international students are picked up. Now, unfortunately, most of them are coming into Dublin which is another issue, but anyway, they're being picked up individually by a company hired by the state. They're being taken to their accommodation. They're undergoing 14 days of isolation, where we will feed them, bring the food and all that to them. And only then, after 14 days with no signature and constant daily contact from our nurses, will they come out into the community at large. Now, the 14 days before they come to Ireland, they have to contact this same company on a daily basis to say that they're okay. Now, getting back to the run side of things, so this European University Network, it's a huge breakthrough. Athlone and ourselves are part of a multi-European university network now. So we're recognized. So Europe has recognized us as a European university. We're awaiting the states our own state to confirm that for the TU. But we're part of a network with universities of applied sciences, with polytechs across Europe, with technological universities and the IoTs of AIT and LIT. This combines a lot of stuff like for myself going back. It's called the Regional University Network. Why is it called the Regional University Network? Because it's non-capital cities. All the institutions are really embedded in their regions, which are outside the capital cities. It's about making the economy of those regions work and then work together to exchange best practice. The Midlands and the Midwest will learn a lot about how others do it, but we are exemplars of how to do things as well, and we'll be communicating that. It's about exchanges. It's about staff and students exchanges. How we're going to do that in the new economy remains to be seen. However, it's a huge endorsement of the efforts of the staff of both Athlone and Limerick to get to this juncture. The time for celebration hasn't really happened because, there's nobody around. Very hard to celebrate in an empty room, but in so much as we can, it's recognized as a huge breakthrough. The Technological University side of things should be, because of this is icing on the cake for our application, but it opens up many different doors. And as you say, we're operating now at a European basis and our international students through a global basis, and we have links into many educational institutions across the globe. And Limerick's on the map, and we'll continue to put it there.
Last one. You're ready to become a university. You're ready to welcome students back. You're ready.
We are ready. And as I say on my video, that now we are ready.